Hello, everybody. I am so glad to be here for our second day in Paris. It has been so fun, and I appreciate you all coming along with us. So, what I wanted to talk about first is I don't know if you've had a chance to read the different things in your idea book and journal, but I just wanted to draw your attention to a couple of things. Each one of our kids allows you to make two cards for every card, and I know for some of us it's hard to give our cards away. We like to make them and then we collect them. But when you can make two of each, you can at least give one away. So be thinking of that. So you have your Secret Sisters. Now, I don't know if you've ever done Secret Sisters before, but it's just a fun thing that we did as girls when I was at camp. And it's just doing a little something thoughtful for one of the other girls at camp. Now, of course, you don't have to do it for another girl. You could all do it for a grandson or whoever you choose. So think about that, of how you're going to do the cards. And then you can even make a note here of what you've done. I feel like sometimes if we have to write it down or there's check boxes, we tend to do a better job at doing it. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is trying new things, and we're going to talk about that more throughout the week, but it is rule number 4, try new things. And it says, when was the last time you tried something for the first time? So be thinking of that as we go through the week, and I'm going to tell you what I did tomorrow. So I can't wait to share that with you. And then another challenge that I have for you is, and now it depends on what your situation is. The pandemic has kind of mixed things up a little bit for us, but maybe you can go to lunch with a friend to a little outdoor cafe, or maybe you just have something on your patio. My cute mother-in-law, she belongs to a widows group, and they go to lunch every Monday at the park. They take their own lunch that they've made or bought, and then they sit 6 feet apart and just sit and visit and have a good time enjoying even fun times during this pandemic. So I hope whatever your situation is, that you can still make it fun during our week in Paris. So I thought there's nothing more than sitting at a little sidewalk cafe with a friend. So, okay, today's card I just think is so beautiful, but it's simple and elegant. So I want to show you the things that we're going to use in our kit. We have our Baby's Breath polka dots. That is just a good trusted favorite that we have. We have our A2 envelope folding guide, and we're going to use that in a few minutes. And then we have our envelope wraps. We have another new card cutout, number 72. We're going to be using that. And then we have our our Baby's Breath DIY envelopes, the reversible. I think that makes it so fun. So I have already gone through and cut out most of the things that we need. So let's get started. So the card here, let me just grab it. You could just make it as simple as you want. Like you could just take these pieces, just these 2 pieces, and mount that on your card. I've already cut my sheet in half, so we have our card ready to build. So I could simply just take this, double stick it on, or whatever adhesive you prefer to use. I'm building this card upside down, so I hope I'm doing it the right direction. And then you could simply take this little banner, and I just put adhesive on the 2 ends. Then that way, if I want it to have a little more dimension, I can kind of puff it up a little bit before I stick it down. And it just gives a little more dimension to your card as well. Now, you could be done just like that, or we can add a few of the flowers, and in particular, the flowers that go. I love the dimension this adds to the card. So I am going to use 3 flowers from the card cutout to just add that extra dimension, and just 3 flowers is quick and easy. And the 3 flowers we're going to use that I've already cut out is this larger carnation here. We have a little bit a smaller one, and then this 3rd one right here. So I've already cut those out and have them ready to go. one thing that you want to do, I think for this element, this part, it is really nice to use mounting tape. Oh, and this mounting tape has adhesive on both sides. Okay, so I have my mounting tape and I want to just give it that added dimension, but I'm going to also just kind of bend up the edges a little bit. So that just, and I'm just going to place it right over the flower that it resembles. And I'm going to do the same thing with all 3 flowers. But you can see how adding the little curled edges just even gives it a little more pop there. This second flower, I'm just going to do a similar sort of thing, just kind of curl up the edges a little bit. I'm going to tuck it right behind that one, just adhere that down. One last little flower here, a little blossom. We're going to add that right here. And again, I'm just going to kind of tuck it just barely under that one. Oh, but I forgot to kind of curl my edges, so I still can do that after I have mounted it. So you can see what a difference that makes, just adding those 3-dimensional flowers, and you could see how quick and easy it was. Now, I just want to show you another little trick, and that is, so we've used this element, we've used these 3 flowers, but we have quite a few things left, including this little element here. And I just love tags. I feel like we just need a quick tag as you're going to a wedding or whatever, a birthday party. We just need a little something to stick with our gift. And so that is when I think this little piece here would come in especially handy. And when I cut this one out, I did it a little bit different. Usually I leave a little bit of a border like this, and then, but when I cut around the flowers, I cut clear to the painted edge. And so, and then, because I wanted to add a little more dimension as well, I took a couple more flowers and I cut those out. Now this one doesn't match here, but I love how it looks coming off the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and use mounting tape again just to give that definition and that extra little pop. And I'm just going to stick it. This is kind of the position of the painted one that's there. I'm just going to kind of stick it on top. I've curled the edges again. I think that adds so much. And now I will stick this other one. And on this one, I like the leaves to go off the edge. I just think when it breaks the rectangle of the card, it just makes it a little more interesting. Now you could position it however you want. I'm just going to tuck it in here. Curl up your little edges again if you want. I think that adds such a nice little dimension. And there you go. You have a perfect, easy to do tag. But as I was setting things up this morning, I thought of another idea. So I apologize. This isn't in your kit. But I think anytime we can have new ideas, it's fun to share. And you probably have scraps at home you can already use. So I thought the gingham would be really cute. So this is just the baby's breath gingham. So we're saying in the same coordinating line, and you could mix it up. I bet it would be really cute with pink geranium too. So, but I thought how cute that is just to set that on a little gingham card. Now I chose that size for the gingham card because I still like just that small little size. And we happen to have, this is an A1 envelope. And so this card would just fit perfectly inside of our A1 envelopes. So you can visit the shop if you need envelopes, or you may already have something at home that would work. And then I thought, oh, one more cute thing that would be really fun. I found it had fallen on the floor. So, but look how cute this would be just as like a little seal on the back of this envelope with this card, this little card tucked inside. Isn't that just cute? So you can see, you can take your little pieces and create darling cards. And I'm loving this new A1 size, so we're going to have to play with that more. Okay, now off for the envelope. I want you to see we have this folding guide, and I'm going to show you how it works. You'll start with your printed envelopes, and all you need to do is just cut along the outside edges. And like I've said before, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to fold it and seal it, and it will just be as cute as can be. So I have one already cut out here, and I think I want to have the plaid and the big polka dots on the outside. So I'm going to flip it over. I love that because all of our DIY envelopes are reversible. So they come with like two patterns. What you're going to do is then place your A2 folding guide inside, and you can just center it here. Now, when we cut out, things may not be perfect, but that's all right. You can adjust your guide as you need. So you'll put your guide here, and these are made out of a really thick cardstock. So it just gives you a perfect guide. I need to stand up a little bit. And then you can just fold right up along the edge of that, and it just makes it so quick and so easy. I can do the same with this side. I'm just going to move it up a little bit so I can. And this side was all ready to go, but I bumped it, so we've positioned it. Now I'm folding, and we'll do the same thing. I'm just going to scoot it up just a little bit. You kind of want to line it up with your cut edges. So I've done that. Folded it over. And now you're just going to use your adhesive. You're going to fold in these flaps. I'm just going to do it quickly. You would want to put your adhesive all along the side here. You may leave a little bit of, oh, I did that one on the wrong side. So you're going to put it on the outside edge of your flap. You fold up the bottom. And you want to make sure you put it a little towards this inside edge of the flap because the envelope, this flap doesn't come all the way to the outside edge. But you can then take and fold this down a ½ inch or so, and that's cute. Then you see another third pattern coming up. But look how cute that is when you fold it. So just a quick and easy way to make beautiful lined coordinating envelopes. And then in our last class, day 1 of Off to Paris, we talked about the envelope wraps, and so we've got the same thing. I just trimmed it out of my full sheet, and I just cut off a little bit on each side and then cut out each one. And you notice I did leave a little bit of border, but you wouldn't need to. And then I think the thing that just really finishes this one off is I just added a few of the flowers. Now I just used double-sided tape for this one, and I did a little bit for the return address as well. And but if I were going to send this in the mail, I would probably make sure that I use adhesive that glues it down really well rather than just a little piece of double-sided tape like I did. So if you're just giving this to someone, you could just write their first name. Back here you could just write your name. So easy to personalize and make for that someone that you've been wanting to send a little something to. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you're having fun at camp. And don't forget, try to find your sidewalk cafe. Just go and enjoy yourself. Happy camping!